It's my very first time fishing the San Francisco Bay. Today, target is halibut, striped bass. We're on the Oakland Angler out of Emeryville, and so far we've been on the boat for about 30 minutes, and it already feels like an amazing family atmosphere. You guys will hear from the captain. His name's Brandon, and he really gave us some insight on this boat, what it has to offer, and how they are very experience forward in terms of making sure, even if this is your first time or you've been coming on boats for a long time, your experience is going to be top notch. And that's what we're going to be able to experience today. We're going to share with you rigs. We're going to share with you how we're getting these fish. Also, we're probably going to be fishing between 20 to 40 feet at the deepest, which is way different than what we do where we're from on the Central Coast. So guys, join us. The bite has been amazing. We'll be able to fish the outgoing tide, peak low tide, and about an hour and a half of incoming tide. They're doing a full day for us. They sent an invite so that we can come up and fish with them on a weekday. The bite should be really good. They limited yesterday, but I don't want to hype it up too much, but it should be good today. So stay tuned, guys. Enjoy. Attaboy, Miguel.
Oh, it's gonna break the ice. Slow, slow, slow.
Oh, that's a solid one. That's a solid one.
So when you hook up like that, you just let enough line out and then grab your weight. Hold the weight.
Nice, Miguel.
Way to break it.
There you go. All right, guys.
First one on deck. 3, 2, 1. On the Oakland Angler. That's what's up.
Our plan this morning here is, we're lucky enough, we've been having the past few days have been pretty good. We're gonna make our run. We're going down south right now, which is in relation to the Bay Area. You got the Golden Gate, let's consider that the middle, and between from there is south and north. We're going to the south side. We'll be fishing down there. Not exactly sure where we're gonna go, but we're gonna start off by just making way down there and talking to a couple of the guys and seeing what's happening. But we already got bait, so we won't be stopping off at the city side. We won't be seeing the Fisherman's Wharf and things like that because we already grabbed the bait, just so we can try to get on the morning bite this morning. From there, depending on what happens first between the halibut and striped bass, that's gonna be our primary target today. We'll get down there and get the lines in the water, and then based on what we see and the conditions and things like that, we'll kind of make our judgment of that. You got Stu working on the deck today and Rob, and they do a really good job at like teaching and coaching. So anything from, you know, your guys' leaders or hook size and, you know, the weights and stuff like that, they're gonna be annoyingly all over it as far as like making sure we're all on the same page. We all got to be fishing, you know, pretty similar setups, and those types of things will affect our bite. So those guys will be out there. Right now they're going around making sure all the gear's all tight, making sure the drags are set, and that we're all ready to go. That's kind of how we'll start our morning off. We got the grill fired up and we're getting things ready to go for us.
For the fishing equipment, okay, guys? We're fishing 4 to 6 ounces today on a 3-way swivel just like this. Weights right here. If you guys don't have your equipment, just get with me. I got everything you guys need on the boat, more than enough. 3-way swivel, hook side. You're gonna hold the anchovies. I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Change your baits today. Change them, change them, change them. You want the most prettiest, liveliest, craziest bait. The one you can't catch is the one that you want to use, okay? So when you're pitting these baits, it's very important. I like to hold them upside down. Grab them out of the live well, hold them upside down. You're gonna take the hook shank, you're gonna put them right at the bottom of the lip. Once it goes through the bottom of the lip, you twist forward and you're gonna put them on like that. If you put him on and he looks like that, don't even send him down. Throw him off and put a new one on. You want him to shake like he's trying to come off the hook. Captain Brandon's gonna say different depths throughout the day. We're gonna be fishing 15 to 25 feet. Once he says go ahead and drop him down, you're gonna put your rod over the rail, thumb on the spool, pressure, put pressure, lever goes down, and you send it all the way to the bottom. Sometimes it's really hard for people to tell whether it's sandy bottom, soft clay, hard clay, things like that. If you start to see your line go too far away from the boat, underneath the boat, or too far to the left and right, you're too far, too much line. You just want it to be hovering just on the bottom, dragging just a little bit. Once you send it to the bottom, click it back in gear, fish them in the rod holder, guys. It's the easiest way to tell the bite for these halibut. Sometimes they're short striking the baits. meaning they're biting just the back. You want to make sure that you can see it in the rod holder, the little taps, and the cadence of hitting the bottom on the weight, okay? I'll have bait on the left side and the right side of the boat. Also in the bow, there's buckets going to be all the way around. The guys in the back here, you can grab them at the handwell. If you guys need anything again, just let me know. Again, my name's Stu. We got Kyle, Rob helping out. Captain Brandon's on the wheel. And if Marley and Draco come harass you, please do not feed them. Just make sure you're checking your baits, okay, guys? Let's have fun today, okay, guys? Thank you.
Yeah, guys, this is sandy bottom here. You don't need to bounce the bottom. Just let it drag right on the bottom here. The way the halibut bite, if you guys are bouncing the bottom or lifting your rods up and down, you'll end up missing most of your bites. And sometimes you might even have a bite on there and you lift up your rod and you pull that bait out of their mouth. So you just want to drag bottom here, 11 feet of water.
That's like mind-boggling. 11 feet of water. We're used to like 100. This is wild.
What's up, buddy?
The morning bite was a little on the slow side. We did get a few halibut in the halibut grounds, but Brandon made the call to go ahead and look for striped bass and take advantage of that until the tide changed and the halibut bite would pick up. We'll come back to the spot later. Captain Brandon explored a little bit, and when he found some nice strong striper marks, he jumped to the back and started to chum our live bait to keep the fish in close and at the surface. We were only fishing about 6 feet of water, and when I saw that, I tied on a fly line rig, just a ringed size 2 hook that matched the size of the anchovies, and I tossed one out, and here's what happened.
Gotta be stripers.
A fly line is basically a hook at the end of your line with no weight at all. It's really important to watch where your line is swimming and make sure that it's not swimming towards other people's lines. The gentleman next to me, his rod was out of the water, so I knew if my bait was going to swim right, I can leave it. But if his rod was still in the water, I definitely would have pulled it out of there.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna hold this mother this time. This is the second bite I've had. Right here.
There you go.
Here. You got one.
Yep. Can I go over you?
Good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Striper on. Oh, sorry. What did I step on? I'm sorry about that.
Go.
I got him. Bounce him.
Show your fish head. Don't you know?
All right.
Everyone was catching striper, but I noticed some people were catching halibut because they stuck to the bottom rig, and I decided to go back to the bottom rig because I knew I could catch striper and halibut if I stayed closer to the bottom. And here's what happened.
Oh, I'm on. There you go. There you go. Fresh one. There it is. You guys together. That's a nice one.
I keep on bringing that energy. I feel on top of the top. I think outside of the box. I won't fall into that box. Energy. Live up to my name. Go on, take the blame. Never wanted it the same. I stay away from that lane. I can still wake up and ball out. Ball in my court, I go ball out. Look at my baby go all out. Energy. Yeah, come on.
Again, guys, they're biting again. Keep them going.
You know, fishing is not always necessarily all about catching, so at least when you come on the boat, we're going to do our due diligence of making sure that the boat's nice and clean. We've modernized a few things around the boat to kind of make, you know, that experience that much better, but overall, this is our first season on this new boat, the 2 boat. We call it Oakland Anglers 2, and so far we've been blessed with a good halibut season, and the striped bass are starting to show up over the past couple weeks. Rock cod season will be opening up on May 15th. That's going to be the deep water rock cod fishing, and that's 50 fathoms, which everything has to be done outside of 300 feet. A lot of those trips, we will put some of those trips up as well. You'll see them on our website. But as far as like those trips go, those are going to be weather permitting. 300 feet and getting out and finding those fish at that depth are not necessarily around the corner, so to speak. So those are a little bit longer runs.
Speaking of longer runs, we made a long run back to the halibut grounds after we got our fill of striped bass. and we went right back to the bottom rigs in about 15 feet of water. Sorry in advance for the wind noise.
Oh, there he goes. Oh! Oh no, he's on still. Fresh one! Oh, they're hanging everywhere! He's got some weight, dude. He's got some weight. Oh, yeah,
Stay on the rail, stay on the rail, stay on the rail.
Okay.
Pull to the left a little bit, and then you're gonna, once you see that swivel, you want to come to the right.
Hey,
watch that rod on
watch
the left.
this rod.
Reel one more time. Reel one more time.
Okay.
There it is.
Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! That's a tank, baby.
Gotta have good baits, guys. Gotta have good baits.
That's just one.
That's legit,
Hit
man.
him on the hit.
That's one.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
There you go.
All that fishing worked up my appetite.
Even those people that are kind of old school and don't want to necessarily, you know, change their traditions of bringing their own food, once they smell that food cooking up and the bacon gets going and the eggs and the onions and things like that, it's been fun to watch, because now those same people are like first ones to order their food in the morning, putting their, you know, their burger orders in at lunch. So that part's been cool.
After that burger, I was energized and ready to go again. Brandon put us on another spot in 20 foot of water, and again it was super windy, but I get a monster bite.
Fish on!
Unfortunately, at this point, the GoPro dies, but I did catch the fish coming over the rail. And guess what, guys? This one was the jackpot winner. Super stoked about that.
Thanks, Stu. Good call, man. Yeah. Nicely done. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Everybody that you see on the deck today working, and a lot of even the regulars that are on the boat today, these are people that either we all grew up together, or we actually hang out outside of here. So that's how we have our, you know, crew continuity, and how everybody's all, you know, we're all on the same page. There's, you know, most other places, and we just have that luxury. Like I said, I don't know how long it will last, you know, as far as
cherish it, you know?
we're just enjoying it. Yeah, because, you know, things come up, and then another thing is, like, my crew, they all have kids. Each one of my crew members has kids, and my only kids are these guys down here. Those are, maybe I'll have some kids soon, but Marley and Draco, I left them out. But these are the mascots of the whole operation right here. We get a lot of people that actually come on the boat, and they know their names already. So I think that's kind of cool to see, you know. And I'm like, how do you know Marley again? They're like, oh, Instagram, or you know, Facebook, or wherever, or they've seen them online, or YouTube or something, and so yeah, they play. You guys coming in, or what are you doing? All right, stay out there. Yeah, they play a huge role too, because they're pretty lucky, and then we get people that actually just come on here with snacks and like toys for them, and literally I'll watch people come on the boat, and then they hang out with these guys all day. So that's kind of cool too.
That does it for my very first trip out here on San Francisco Bay, and huge shout out to Oakland Anglers, Captain Brandon, the whole crew. Long after all the guests are gone, they're out here making sure it's prepped for the next day. They work tirelessly. They actually have 2 boats. So if you guys are looking for a great experience, that they really try to make sure that that's top of mind, is guest experience, look no further. If you want to hit the bay, go with Oakland Anglers. They have boat 1 and boat 2. Today we were on boat 2, and You guys can follow them on Instagram. We'll leave them in the description below. But other than that, it turned out to be an amazing trip. The persistence paid off between the crew and everybody else, and everybody who joined as friends, new friends on this boat. We were able to create some really cool memories together, and at the same time, catch some quality fish. How'd you do?
Pretty good, I don't know. Like, I caught halibut and striper, but that's it.
Halibut and striper, how many of each?
I think I caught like 7 stripers, like 2 maybe like keepers, and then maybe like 1 or 2 keeper halibut, I don't know.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, I might keep them all.
Rich?
I got 2 halibut, thank you, which is the most I've ever caught. I've never caught 2 keeper halibut until today. I didn't get any PBs. I think I had a 26 and a 23 or so, but that was the first day I've ever caught more than 1 keeper halibut in a day. And I caught like 5 or 6 striper, mostly shakers, but a few keepers. Between Mimi and I, we had like 5 or 6 keepers, which I think they just kept on the side and handed out to people.
And this is my first charter, so super exciting.
Yeah.
Yay!
Tell them to subscribe to your channel.
Subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, crash that like button.
And what is the name?
Yeah.
Mimi Fish in the back of her head. Hey, come on, I'm just showing them the right name.
Yeah, special thanks to you guys. They really didn't have to, but Rich put us up for the night, so we didn't have to drive 4 hours in the morning. So this trip is sponsored by Rich. He's talking about the Lakers right now, but we'll end it on that. Rich, thank you. Mimi, thank you. Amy isn't here, but we thank you. The whole crew thanks you. Thank you, Monica, Leroy, Martin, for coming. And Albert. Albert made it this time too. Bob couldn't make it, but you're here in spirit, and Daniel was here in spirit because Albert was wearing your Grundens. So next time, wash them. Thank you. We'll catch you all later. Bye.